D plus D PC.
Hey Dad, what you working on?
Oh, hey, I was getting ready to build a mini gaming PC. That way we could have something that if we wanted to take it to a friend's house or something, we could still play games.
Aren't those really expensive though?
They can be. I mean, I think you're thinking of the ITX tax, which is the idea that ITX size gaming cases and motherboards cost a lot more than other form factors. The extra engineering does actually add to the cost, so it'd be twice as much for some of these parts. But we're not going to do ITX. We're going to do MATX for the case and the motherboard and just a smaller graphics card so we can still build it on a budget.
Will those fit in there though?
You know, in theory, they should. I actually haven't put this motherboard into this case before, but according to the specs, everything should fit. As long as we can tuck the cables and everything, we should be able to get something that fits into a grocery bag, can play on the AM5 platform, has decent specs, but it's still on a budget. And if that works, we got kind of an awesome little box to take with us to game wherever we want to.
Alright, well then let's build this thing.
All right. Hey kiddo, what you doing?
Thought you said this was all gonna fit.
Well, I did say theoretically, but it should, because the motherboard's the right size for the case, the GPU's not too long, the CPU cooler's not too tall. What did I miss?
The fans.
Oh, the fans! Yeah, I was meaning to talk to you about that. You see, remember when we tried putting all the components in while the fans were already installed and they didn't fit? Well, I also tried putting the fans back in after we installed the components, and they still didn't fit. They bumped up against the motherboard power cable. So I did try to do a thing. I ordered these. They're from Thermalright. They're like a half height 120 millimeter fan. And theoretically, they should fit in the front, just barely, and provide cooling for our computer, because there is no way that one little 80 millimeter fan in the back is going to cool all of these components. So what do you think? Should we give it a shot?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, once we get these in here, assuming we can also tidy up these cables, because that's going to be fun as well. This should look great, and it might even fit in a backpack. So I'm actually pretty excited. You ready to build this thing?
Yep.
All right. And welcome back. So we have finished building our teeny tiny little PC that could fit in a backpack. We did learn several things about what it's like to build in a case this small that has no place to store cables and very little room for fans up front. And we did learn a lot about using smaller parts, about being creative in cable placement. Overall, it was a lot of fun, played well. I think it was worth the time and effort of building something this small because now we got something we can take with us if we want to go game somewhere. What was your experience playing on it?
Well, I played Marvel Rivals and Fortnite on it. It ran really smooth and didn't notice any problems with the frame rate or any kind of lag. The aesthetics are pretty pleasing. Overall, I'm pretty satisfied with it.
Yeah, it was really smooth. I think with Fortnite on 1080p performance mode, we're getting like 400 frames per second. So I don't care what your monitor is, it's going to be just fine for Fortnite, Marvel Rivals, esports type games. When we get to those AAA games, though, you're going to have to manage your expectations because the graphics card, the 9060, or sorry,
Darn it.
we're going to clip that. When it gets to the graphics card, which is that RTX, sorry, let's try again. Because when it gets that graphics card, that's the RTX 5060 8 gig, now we have limited VRAM. And that can be a bit of a problem. You see, 8 gigabytes of VRAM is fine at 1080p for pretty much everything, unless you're on ultra settings with ray tracing. However, when you step it up to 1440p and you have some of those settings turned on, 8 gigs doesn't quite cut it anymore. For budget gamers, we can still make it work, but it's not going to be ideal. So Black Myth Wukong went from that 80 frames per second with no upscaling to 55 or 60 frames per second with upscaling, DLSS quality. That's not ideal if you're trying for the best overall visual quality, but it'll work. If you want to get better than that with basically the same setup, I would recommend going to a 16 gigabyte card. That being said, we got to talk about the elephant in the room. The Rampocalypse. Rampocalypse is upon us in 2025 and probably through 2026. Consumer RAM is getting gobbled up by AI companies, and Crucial, which is by Micron, has pulled out of the consumer RAM space, which means there'll be even less RAM for us to work with. That's why we have to get creative. Does that mean you can't build a PC in 2025 and 2026? Absolutely not. It does mean, though, you're going to have to manage expectation, find deals when you can get them, and also you're going to have to be willing to buy used parts if you want to keep that price down. We're here for you here at D plus DPC, and we are going to keep showing you how to build great systems at great prices as much as we possibly can. We've even got some Steam machines coming up for you that we're going to build here as well. And we look forward to the journey. We're going to keep on building. Even if it gets a little bit more expensive, even if it gets a little bit harder to find some of those parts, we got you. Right?
Right.
All right. Well, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for watching.